They took everything: the house, the savings, the business, every single asset seized by law. Most people, at that moment, quietly accept the verdict of failure and spend the rest of their lives shrinking into it. But there is a man, stripped of every possession he had, who did something the world called reckless, something that contradicted every rule financial advisors preach. Every instinct survival wires into you, and 5 years later, he owned the building. Here's what neuroscience tells us about the human brain under financial trauma. When we lose everything, the amygdala, our threat detection center, goes into full lockdown. It narrows your cognitive field. It kills creative thinking. It whispers one command over and over: protect what little you have left. This is called scarcity cognition. Princeton economist Sindhil Mullainathan proved in 2013 that financial scarcity reduces effective IQ by 13 points, equivalent to pulling an all-nighter. The broke mindset is not a character flaw. It is a neurological trap. And here is the brutal truth no one wants to say out loud. The conventional response to losing everything, cut costs, play it safe, stay small, is the very behavior that guarantees you never rebuild. Safety is the slowest road back to zero. The man who lost everything knew this, so he did the opposite. Let's talk about what actually happened. After seizure, he had no credit, no collateral, no safety net. What he had was a decision to treat zero not as an ending, but as the cleanest starting line he had ever stood on. He studied one thing obsessively: how assets are created, not just earned. He learned what the wealthy already know, that income is rented to you by time, but assets are owned by you through structure. He found a distressed property no one wanted to touch. He negotiated a lease option agreement with almost no capital down. He cash flowed it, then leveraged it. This is not luck. This is the same mechanism Warren Buffett called the snowball effect. Find wet snow and a really long hill. The man who lost everything found his hill precisely because he had nothing left to lose. Research from the Kauffman Foundation shows that 47% of successful entrepreneurs launch their most profitable ventures after a major financial failure. The collapse was not the obstacle, it was the accelerant. So what do you do starting today? 1. Audit your anchors, not your expenses. Every week, write down one belief you hold about money that begins with, "I can't because." Then ask, whose voice is that, really? Most of our financial ceilings were built by someone else's fear. Name it, then discard it deliberately. 2. Shift your unit of measurement from income to assets. Stop asking, how much did I earn this month? Start asking, what do I now own that will earn without me? Even a single income-generating asset, however small, rewires your identity from earner to owner. 3. Study one deal structure per month. Lease options, seller financing, revenue sharing, licensing. Wealth is not built by working harder. It is built by understanding mechanisms that most people are never taught, because schools reward obedience, not ownership. I do not need perfect conditions to begin. I begin, and the conditions follow. My setback is not my sentence. It is my setup. I think in assets. I speak in possibility. I act in ownership. Where others see ruin, I see foundation. The market did not break me. It selected me for the next level. I am not starting over. I'm starting wiser, leaner, and with nothing left to fear. That is not a disadvantage. That is the greatest advantage a builder can have. TAGOJA Success Code.